Hey guys, so in this video I'm going to walk you through actually launching the ad from start to finish. So if you have a brand new ad account set up, the first thing that you need to do is go to the billing up here and make sure that you put in a credit card number because Facebook needs you to do that before you can launch any ads. So that's under the Ads Manager tab and then under the settings right here, billing. Next, we're going to press the create button and get started on creating our ad. So as I mentioned, oh my God. Next, we're going to press the create button and get started on creating our ad. So here when we get to the objective page, I kind of covered this in the first video, but remember, Facebook is really smart when it comes to knowing what people are likely to take specific actions. So since our goal of this campaign is to get people to opt into the bridge page, we're going to select conversions. And then you're going to name the campaign down here. Name it something that other people would be able to easily understand. So I'm going to put BPC for bridge page campaign, then conversions, and then maybe throw the date in there. That way, if you end up hiring someone in the future to run your ads or have someone come look at your account, it's not a mess and it's easy to read what's going on. So then we're going to press set up ad account. Because it's a new ad account, we need to set the country, the currency, and the time zone. If you're someone that travels a lot, use whatever currency that you think will be your main currency. So like if I'm traveling in Asia when I'm creating this ad account, I would still want to put the currency as US dollars if that makes sense. So make sure that you set it to whatever currency is your main currency and then press continue. Then when we get to this page, first we're going to select what conversion we want to optimize for. So as I showed you guys in the first video when we were installing the pixel, we want to optimize for the lead event. So if you haven't at this point yet, make sure that you put a lead pixel on your thank you page and make sure that this is green after you do so because that means that it's installed correctly. Because this is a new ad account, I don't actually have this pixel on my page. I have my regular pixel, so that's why it's red. But you really want to make sure that this is green. That way you know that it's definitely going to be tracking the right stuff. So if you need a reminder on how to install the pixel, Ads Manager, All Tools, Pixels, then view setup instructions, manually install the code yourself, and then this right here is the base code. This goes on the full funnel page. And by that, I mean, I'll show you this section right here. Right here in the main funnel settings, you put it in the head tracking code right here. So you'd paste it here. Then after that, you want to install the event code. As I mentioned before, the event is basically the goal we're trying to achieve. So we're trying to generate a lead. So we're going to take this piece of code right here and we're going to put it on the thank you page. And we do that by going into the page, edit page, and then going into the settings, tracking code, and then making sure that this is here. And I'm not going to install that code on this page just because I already have my pixel on that, but I just wanted to walk you guys through that. And then you can press done over here, exit this out. And then if you were to refresh this, you'd want to make sure that it was green, just because that means the conversion event is tracking and it's getting traffic. Next, we're going to choose the audience. So I recommend that if you have your own email list, a list of people that would be interested in potentially what you're offering, I usually like to test things on custom audiences first because those people are already familiar with you and they'd be more likely to convert on your offers. So that kind of stuff can test the messaging and make sure that your copy is good, your creative is good, and you're kind of hitting the mark with your messaging. So if you have an email list, we're going to go over here and then go to audiences and then create audience, custom audience, and then customer file is where you go to upload the email list. Then you press add customer from your own file. And I showed you guys this in a previous video, but in case you're watching and following along, I want to make sure that it's easy for you to get this information. And then you'd paste your data here and then press next. So I don't actually have an email list I can upload to this right now, but you kind of get the point. Then when we go back to Ads Manager, it'll show up in this drop down. So I'm just going to use this one as an example. So that's for people that do have existing audiences, whether it be email or website traffic. If you don't have an existing audience, then what we would want to do is start with the interest targeting. And what I like to do, I know we have a bunch of interests listed out here, but I don't want to spend too much money at once. So what I like to do is I'll take 5 interests, 3 to 5 interests that I know are super likely to convert. So in this case, John Loomer, Social Media Examiner, Amy Porterfield. Those are all people whose audiences should be interested in my offer. So I'm going to start by targeting them and making sure that the messaging resonates with these audiences. And that way, once we do that, we can take it to more interest. So over here in Ads Manager, what we're going to do, we can type in Amy Porterfield, select her. I always uncheck this. It's never helped me expand interest when it may increase conversions. And then I always start off with newsfeed only, so I'm going to cross these ones off so that nothing else is impacting. There's no other variables that can impact whether these ads are working or not. Then when we get to budget, for each ad set, I like to start with $5 a day. I wouldn't recommend spending less than $5 a day per ad set because then you don't really give the ad a chance. So I've found that $5 a day works pretty well. Then we optimize for conversions down here. Leave all of this stuff the same for now. And then if yours says this, that means you should probably go in and check that your pixel is installed correctly. And you can do that by kind of making sure that you take the same steps that I showed you earlier in this video. Then we're ready to create the actual ad. So make sure that you select the right Facebook page that you want to use up here. And then select single image or single video. Let's just do an image for now. And then right here, you're going to write out your copy. So let's see. We want to make it match here. So my 3-step method to landing easy clients, that could be the headline. Then you want to take that, throw that in here. Now we're going to write the ad copy. So first, start off by asking a question that the audience is going to say yes to. And because I don't know JR, I don't know every element of his story, it's going to be a little bit harder for me to write this, but I'm kind of just going to walk you through the thought process. And when you're writing it for yourself, it'll be a little bit easier. So, are you an entrepreneur looking to grow your marketing agency? Then after that, we're going to add credibility or tell a story that kind of relates to the offer. Because I don't necessarily know every little piece of JR's story, it's kind of hard for me to write it. But basically, hi, my name is JR Rivas. And then he can talk a little bit about his story, where he was before he took this training. And then kind of what happened to him after he took the training. Because then people will read that and they'll be like, oh, wow, he was broke before, or he had no clients before, or he was bad at sales before, or any of those things, and your client or your audience will read that and be like, wow, that person had the pain point that I currently have. Then you can bring up the offer. Then I took this free training that changed it all. I want to invite you guys to check it out. You can put the link here. In this free training, you're going to learn. And then whatever the stuff they're going to learn is. Let's see what it is for this one. Yeah, so ask the question, then put credibility, story, things that the audience can connect with. Then you can bring up the offer. And then at the end, call to action, register for this free training by clicking here. Awesome. And then I like to use the learn more call to action button. I've found that it converts best for me, but if you want to test different buttons, you can for sure. I feel like it's a little bit less aggressive than sign up or something like that. And then for the actual creative of the ad, like I said, you can either design an image on Canva, or you can upload a video of yourself asking the person to check out the offer. And you can kind of follow the script of the ad copy in the video, so they're super congruent. And then after that, you can confirm your ad. This is just saying that because it's pulling in stuff from the URL. So that's fine. I'm going to press confirm anyways. And because this is a new account, I don't have billing on it. But after that, it's going to put your ad into review. And then your ad will be launched. After that, what we're going to do is, because we want to test other ads, we're going to duplicate the original ad. So right here, we want to duplicate at the ad set level. Because remember, oh, we should name this. So this ad is 18 to 65. Amy Porterfield, 18 to 65 US. And because it's a smaller audience, I don't usually split test when the audience is under like 250 to 300,000, just because that's already a kind of small audience for a national campaign. And when Facebook has more people to show the ad to, it usually does a decent job of optimizing it. So after that, we're going to duplicate it. And then we're going to switch what interests we're targeting here. We can select John Loomer. And then change the name. And close that. Then we can do it again for another interest. So yeah, I do this for about 5 interests. You guys kind of get the picture here, and then you'd press review and publish. I can't do that right now because I don't have a card on this account. But yeah, starting at $5 a day usually should get you enough data. I would check in on the ads after 3 days of running them and kind of look at the different numbers that you are getting. If you don't have any leads within $15, then I would definitely turn the ad off. My target CPL, which is cost per lead, is usually between $3 and $6. So under cost per result, it will show you what your cost per lead is, and you can decide to leave the ads on or turn them off based off of that. So yeah, if you're getting decent lead costs after you launch these after 3 days, then I would definitely start to add more interest, because that means your messaging is probably good and people are interested in the offer. So that wraps up the Facebook ads portion of the training. I'm excited for you guys to get your ads launched, get some traffic to your pages, and get some opt-ins.